something that got me to work with this is that I have a very hard time in focusing on one specific thing. I have a very hard time to focus on one specific thing. And so I decided to kind of double down that and talk more about innovative businesses and innovative business ideas. Okay. So if you're curious about what you're seeing, this is just my Mid Journey account. I use Mid Journey to kind of brainstorm and get some cool images and kind of define some concepts. But what we're gonna talk about here is Mastermind. Let's see what they have about masterminds. Mastermind. Community. I don't know if you've read or heard about the book 16 Laws of Success, but in the book 16 Laws of Success of Napoleon Hill, they talk about the concept of a mastermind, which is having people to work together and collaborate. And the idea is that that's one of the secret laws of success. You need to be working with other people. And I'll expand a little bit on that before we dive into the actual business idea that I'm proposing and kind of testing on in this episode. And the concept for me about this mastermind is that it's the following. When you're working by yourself, there's a lot of ego that gets in the way of actually getting stuff done. So for example, you think of an idea, you might think that that's kind of the best idea you've ever had, and that is of the future. And it's hard to self-regulate. Self-regulating is really hard. So when you have one idea, you kind of get attached to that idea in some way, shape, or form. So it's hard to kind of question your own self. That's why it's important to have someone else kind of pinpointing things that you've come up with. The more you dedicate time to something, the more you feel it has value, because you know when you dedicated so much time for one specific project, and after a while it's like uh, you cannot just drop it because you have dedicated so much time. So that happens at every scale, which makes it really easy for you to go into a direction that's not working, just because you have dedicated so much resources or so many resources for that. So how to avoid this kind of how to avoid this kind of dead end approach? You need to be working with other people. So when you work with others, it's easier for someone to kind of criticize, because human beings are naturally critics. So it's easier to someone to kind of come and criticize something that you've proposed it, or vice versa. And so one of the laws of success is working together. Don't work by yourself. I know this better than most because I was a solo entrepreneur for 8 years. Most of the time I made all the shots, I made all the decisions, and I don't think that's healthy. I think that's a lot of work, and I think that people don't need to be superheroes. They don't need to be superheroes. They can work together and kind of collaborate on that. So considering that working together and collaborating is a form or a path to success, is the secret law of success, how can we make this easier? How can we make collaborating easier? That's a very fair and valuable question, right? How can we make collaborating easier? And one of the things that I see right now is that WhatsApp, WhatsApp is a very good way of collaborating. And a lot of people are already collaborating on WhatsApp on a daily basis. And what happens is that people usually do it in a very unstructured way. So you might have a family like WhatsApp group, and people kind of collaborate on that, but it's not really going anywhere, right? But at the same time, there are WhatsApp groups that are like more focused. I'm part of a very interesting WhatsApp group in which we talk about, future and AI and things like that. So there are different kinds of WhatsApp groups, but overall, they're not really structured. So, what is the business idea that we are proposing in this episode? I'm proposing a new concept, which is a like a platform for masterminds, this kind of collaboration, like a mastermind around business ideas. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a WhatsApp group for a specific business or purpose. And on that WhatsApp group, we're gonna invite people that could collaborate with that and that could generate value on that end. And what we're gonna do is I have a like a virtual assistant, which is a one WhatsApp account that's connected to an AI, and every message that is received is interpreted by that agent. So that, imagine if you had a WhatsApp group in which you are talking like to your friends or to talking with like colleagues, and you're kind of brainstorming ideas for a specific business or kind of defining next steps. And based on that, the system calculates the system calculates what your equity is based on the input that you provided. Imagine you could have that for multiple businesses, and your work is to participate in WhatsApp groups and kind of talk about what you think a business should do, and you kind of an advisor, a counselor for multiple like businesses, and based on that, you get rewarded based on your input. And we have AI kind of doing all the work while we sit as advisors on different businesses. Sounds good? To me, that sounds like a very interesting idea. Okay, so let me start with creating a new business group. Let me open my WhatsApp and create a new group. Let's call it Mastermind Realism. Let me see if I have like a quick photo I can use. No, but I can look at it later. Mastermind Realism. Let me see who else I want to have in this. Okay. So yeah, I've selected like four friends, people that I think could contribute to this group, and I'm gonna create this group. Let me open it. Okay, so I created a group. That was in my first step. I created a mastermind group for people to help brainstorm ideas. Let me add to it. Okay, didn't work. Not now. Okay, so I created the mastermind group, and now let me add my bot, Serena. Okay, I added my bot, and now what I want to do is having an automation that at every message kind of saves that into the database. And so let's go back here. So create a WhatsApp group. Was done. Okay. Invite the people. Okay. Create a virtual assistant. This is what I need to do right now. And lastly, like calculate equity. So I think that for the first step of this business idea, um, I think like we have the first steps. I'll need to hire the software. I'm gonna use Z API to connect with. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use Z API to connect with WhatsApp. But yeah, I'm gonna need to hire that. So yeah, that's it for now. I think we've done some steps, and now I can come back later when I have access to the API so that I can actually integrate and the bot and kind of see how this works, right? Also, I can do something like do it manually. It's also possible, like as a way to test that instead of having a bot doing it, I can do it like manually and work from there. Okay. Yeah, so that's it. And the idea is to have this kind of mastermind on top of WhatsApp that we can use to create new businesses while also like calculating equity distribution based on participation. Okay. All right. That's it for now. See you.